A pair of university professors turning a few heads last week, penning an open letter to the White House urging President Biden to defy Supreme Court rulings, writing, quote, "We urge President Biden to restrain MAGA justices immediately by announcing that if and when they issue rulings that are based on gravely mistaken interpretations of the Constitution, the administration will be guided by its own constitutional interpretations." Joining us right now is former Education Secretary and Fox News contributor Bill Bennett. Bill, good morning to you.
Hey, Steve.
So in other words, what these two professors are saying is if Joe Biden doesn't like these rulings that have come out from the Supreme Court, and they don't, just make it up. Just say, you know what, you're not the decider. We can make our own decision.
Well, that's not the way it works, not in our system.
Right.
Now, the notion that university professors would have crazy ideas, left-wing ideas, is not new. You know, we've seen this for many years. Professor there at Harvard Law School, my alma mater, not surprising that we're getting this kind of thing. The question is, will the president listen to it? And the answer to that is he can't and he shouldn't. The most important constitutional question, Supreme Court question ever decided, was decided in 1803, Marbury versus Madison. And the decision there by Chief Justice Marshall was that the Constitution is not just a set of principles, it is the law of the land, and it is the Supreme Court which has the last say on that. Right. Not the president, not Congress, but the Supreme Court. Sure. When it is spoken, that's the law.
It is the law, but Bill, you know how it works these days. If you don't like a decision from somebody, you come up with another idea, and then you say it long enough, people are going to start saying, well, maybe there's something to that. I mean, these same two professors have been talking about packing the courts for a while.
Yep, that's right. Now, Joe Biden credit, he has said he would resist efforts to pack the court. But look at him on the student aid issue, this forgiveness of the student aid. Court said no, so they come back and they try it another way. Is he trying to go around the court's decision? If you get a president saying essentially, don't regard Supreme Court decisions as the law of the land, you have a new form of government in the United States. You do not have the separation of powers. This is why elections are very important. People understand this, because presidents get to nominate Supreme Court justices. But once they speak, that's it. Right. That 1803 decision by Marshall still stands.
Surely. And ultimately, Bill, the decider of what is constitutional is, you cited Marbury, is the U.S. Supreme Court. Regardless of what people think, regardless of the fact that they do not like what the Supreme Court is saying, that's right. You know, elections have consequences.
That's right. The elections have consequences. When the court decides, that's the final word. The danger here, the worry, is that Biden has been very critical of Supreme Court decisions, which is fine. But don't let that criticism spill over into disregarding those decisions or encouraging others to. That would be anarchy, and that would be a violation of our system. By the way, when Marshall decided that in 1803, he was relying on Alexander Hamilton's Federalist paper, number 78. I say that as we're fans of Hamilton in this house, and I used to teach the Federalist papers. It's all there. It's all explained there, everything you want to know about how our government is supposed to work.
Bill Bennett, he could have written Hamilton the musical, but he was busy doing other stuff. Bill, thank you very much for joining us live.
Couldn't sing it. I couldn't sing it, that's for sure.
All right. Thank you, sir. Real pleasure.
Thank you. You bet.
All right. I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.